To be at your most productive, minimize stress, and get into that flow of clarity and creativity, you've got to have an environment that supports your work. In this video, we will consider how to design a supportive home office. During the pandemic, people learned that they love working from home. Now, in post-pandemic time, many people remain working from home full-time or a few days a week. We will discuss desk and other furniture placement, best colors, lighting, art, accessories, and plans. As I was preparing for this video, I wanted to find some good pictures to demonstrate these aspects. I was disappointed to see not too many well-designed home offices. To be honest, some are quite not good. That's why I decided to talk about mistakes in addition to the ideas as I was planning to do to begin with. When it comes to designing an office space, in addition to Feng Shui, we have to consider the psychology of design and environmental psychology. There has been a lot of research done on colors, lighting, and plants that support our productivity, concentration, and well-being while we work. I've had my home office for over 20 years now, and I love working here. Sometimes toward the end of the video, I will show you my office besides what you see behind my back. From what I see working with my clients' homes, people tend to migrate from their couch to the dining table and even the bed. While it is fun for a while, it's actually not good in the long run. I know some people like it and they will stick with it, and it's fine. But a designated room or even a part of the room will support your potential for prosperity, new opportunities, and all the other good things much better than migrating style of working. When you get your separate room or your designated spot in the room, the first thing you need to figure out is how to place your desk correctly. Ideally, the desk should be positioned diagonally across from the door, allowing for a clear view of the entrance without being directly in line with it. This is a good placement here. It is called a power position in Feng Shui, which means empowering. This position promotes a sense of command, control, stability, and the open space in front supports creativity and opportunity. Here is another good placement. Here the door is to the side, not diagonally, but still pretty good. See, it's hardwired in most people. When our back is exposed, we do not feel safe and relaxed. Therefore, with time, we feel stressed. Even if you live alone at home, people report when they change their desk placement, they feel happier and more productive. At work, people hated sitting with their backs exposed in cubicles or an open floor situation. It's harsh, it's tiring. I'm speaking from experience. When I was working as an engineer, I've always worked in cubicles. It's horrible. This might be one of the reasons people like working from home, because they feel safer and therefore more relaxed and more productive. I have an entire video dedicated to the proper desk placement, where I consider all kinds of possible desk placement scenarios, like sitting in front of the window, sitting with the window behind your back, and so on. If this video doesn't answer your particular question, you may find your answer in Feng Shui for office desk placement. But now I would like to continue with other home office design aspects. In the office, we are also aiming for a good energy flow. We arrange the furniture in a way that allows for smooth and unobstructed flow and movement. We don't want to overcrowd the space with chairs, sofas, shelves, or too many decor items or simply clutter. This can disrupt the flow of energy and create a feeling of obstacles and being stuck. It looks like this office is combined with a living room, so there is a sofa, but there is enough opening to easily move around the desk. Also, this desk has rounded corners, which looks very nice and creates a smooth flow in the space. In this office, there is a chair, and the way it is placed, it doesn't obstruct the flow and doesn't overcrowd the space. The desk is well placed in a command position here, as here the sitting area overcrowds the space. The whole room design is not thought through. The person would sit with their back to the window looking at the busy wallpaper. If you remove the sitting area, which most likely nobody uses anyway, and sit with your back to the shelves with the window on your right side, then it becomes a nice office space. Note the chair in this image is a good office chair. It's really important to have a good ergonomic chair that fits your size and supports your back well. In most of these designers' images, chairs are not comfortable for sitting in them for several hours. The next one is very minimalistic. Most people need at least one file cabinet or some kind of storage. The desk, however, is well placed here with a view of the window and door. Plenty of natural light here, which is our next topic. Recessed lighting or a ceiling pendant are your standard options. In this office, she has two wall sconces, which I think might be even better than the overhead lighting for the office. For desk lighting, LED lamps are great. I highly recommend choosing one with a different settings for a warmer and colder spectrum of light. In the evening, it's good to use warm yellow light. During the day, white light that mimics sunlight is best. Let's talk about the wall colors now. See, for a working space, you need to choose colors that promote focus, concentration, and creativity. I like using colors that create a feeling of spaciousness and clarity. Warm off-white colors are great, especially for the rooms that don't get a lot of sunshine. A cooler, more tranquil shades like this grayish blue are great for warmer rooms and people who are prone to experience stress or anxiety. Cooler colors help to feel more relaxed, but there is a fine balance. If it is too cool, you will not feel like spending time in the office. I like how in this room a light gray is compensated with yellow colors, light natural wood and green plants. Altogether, it feels pretty balanced. Just white is good too, but I personally find it a bit harsh. If you add just a little bit of color, it softens the space. I don't like using just beige, it's kind of boring. In this case, a little hint of pink brings warmth and maybe even a joyful feeling. I do not suggest using colors that are overly saturated or dark or evoke a strong emotion, because for most people it is overwhelming. These are beautiful colors, but they do not create an environment that is supportive for several hours of work. I had a client years ago who worked from home full-time, and she had a red home office. I mentioned that it's too stressful to spend a day in this intense environment, and she would feel better if she would change the color. She was attracted to blue, so she repainted it, and she reported how much better she immediately felt. She was less stressed, she had more energy, and felt more productive. This blue is a bit saturated as well. So later, when she moved her office to a different room, she painted it in more neutral color, which she felt was even more suitable for her energy. I was surprised to see online how many dark office images are there. This is the case when it may look good, but energetically it's not supportive. Dark colors have low energy, and working full-time in such environments is draining for most people. I would avoid browns as well, as they make the space feel contracted rather than expanded. And some darker grays feel quite depressing. I can see they were trying to emphasize the view from the window here, but during the winter and overcast it could look pretty gray at times. Our next topic is art, decor, and plants for your office. Plants bring aliveness. They are a piece of nature, and research clearly shows that plants reduce stress, increase productivity, and happiness in workspaces. You can see how plants add vibrancy and life to this office. Choose the ones with rounded leaves rather than sharp leaves. Good plants here. Silk plants are fine too if they look close to a real one. I have a very informative video about plants with many examples of good Feng Shui plants. I will add it to the description box below. If you are enjoying the video, I would appreciate it if you click that like button and subscribe to my channel. Art and decor should be considered very strategically. This is your opportunity to bring positive emotion, life, and color. Nature art is always good in the office. Images of water, trees, or green plants can be relaxing and emanate a sense of well-being and bring a sense of spaciousness, especially if you face a wall like in this office. There is energy in this image. Select artwork and decor that inspire you and uplifts your spirit. Art is very personal. You have to listen to yourself. I may like these horses, for example. They bring natural beauty and emotion for me, but may do nothing for you. In this image that you saw earlier, you can see that artwork is gray too, matching the walls. It is an interesting photograph, but creates a feeling of melancholy. The whole thing feels low energy and depressing. This one creates a feeling of sadness and loneliness. I would avoid something like this. Although I like the wall color here and the plant and the desk is placed well, this painting has low energy, maybe even disturbing, at least to my senses. Art is subjective. I'm curious to know how you feel about these pieces that I just showed you, and what kind of emotion do they evoke in you. Please comment in the section below. I was surprised that anthropology decorated with sticks and wilted leaves. The desk looks cute and all, until you try and concentrate here and do some work. Sorry, anthropology, I like your clothes, but not your office decor. This office is well organized, but two sets of shelving creating busyness right into your face. I'm not sure I would want to sit with all of this into my face. Same here. In this office, there are two sets of dead grasses and a cactus right next to the desk. You must really love cactuses to place it so close to you. I don't know, maybe you want to touch it sometimes? Well, I hope it's a fake one. This next office feels like a punishment. When I was a child, this was a punishment for children who misbehaved. A child would be made to stand in the corner facing the corner. I was punished like that only once, but I still remember it. So yeah, don't punish yourself facing a corner as Urban Outfitters suggest in this photo. Also, don't do what West Elm suggests here. It's funny, the marketing line says transform your bedroom into a cute plus functional small home office oasis. Sorry guys, but this is no oasis. This is a desk right next to your bed, perhaps reminding you about the work that you didn't finish so you cannot fall asleep peacefully. And if you wake up at night to go to the toilet, you may have a nice talk with this chair after you bump into it. This photo had a title, Make a Stylish Statement with an Acrylic WFH Desk. WFH is working from home, except that this is neither stylish nor a statement, nor it is comfortable. The chair looks remarkably uncomfortable. I like a cute garbage can. This one has a lot of shelves with a lot of stuff. Have fun dusting it. And glass is not a good material for the office desk. It's cold, it's harsh, and it doesn't hold energy. The chandelier is the sharpest chandelier I've ever seen. It's good to personalize the office space with meaningful objects and items that reflect your personality, interest, and aspirations. A few more pieces of advice. Declutter regularly. Keep the office space tidy and organized. Remove any items that are no longer useful or necessary, and ensure that desks and work surfaces remain clear and uncluttered. Clutter blocks the flow of energy and creates a feeling of stress and overwhelm. Open windows regularly to get fresh air. If your windows do not open, use an air purifier to keep the air quality the best you can. And as promised, here is the view of my office. As you can see, I sit diagonally from the door. I have a window on my left side. I really do appreciate seeing the nature outside, the sky and clouds and the trees when they are green. I do like to have a large monitor and my ergonomic chair. As you can see, the wires can be tied up nicely and tucked away nicely. And this is what I see when I sit at my desk. I strategically placed a plant there in the landing so I can see it, I can enjoy it. This is what I see in front of me, my Buddha, my angel, and a very special picture of Goddess Pele that I bought in Hawaii. She represents the creative forces of nature and fire, and she inspires me. That's why I put her in front of me. In the corner here you can see plants and the Chinese scroll, which actually represents Feng Shui for me. I bought it in China when I was studying Feng Shui, and Feng Shui means wind and water, and this scroll represents these forces of nature. I wanted to point out that I have two LED lamps here. You can see one is on the desk and one is in the corner here. And this is done strategically, so when I work in the evening, my workspace is illuminated from both directions, and there are no shadows this way. Altogether, as you can see, the environment is simple, not too fancy, there is not too much clutter, so it feels supportive and good for me, for my energy and for my work. I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly enjoyed sharing this with you. Hope you can apply some of these ideas to your office, and if you had any aha moments, please share them in the comments below. Also, if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. Bye for now. See you again soon.